Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. In today's tutorial, I will show you how to crochet a really easy beginner-friendly ribbed beanie. Here's what you'll need for this project. Some yarn, a crochet hook, stitch markers, a darning needle, and scissors. For the purpose of this project, I used 1 skein of yarn. More specifically, I used 100 grams of the Stylecraft Special Chunky Acrylic yarn with a 6.5mm crochet hook. But you can use any yarn that you would like with this project and then just choose the appropriate crochet hook size for it. So let's begin. Start with a slip knot, then chain 40. This 40 chain will represent the length of your beanie, so if you'd like a slouchier beanie, make more chains, and if you'd like a less slouchy beanie, then make fewer chains. After playing around with different lengths, I found that 40 chains gives me the length that I prefer. Go ahead and chain 40 and I will meet you at the end of this row to show you how to proceed. So I've got my chain here and I'm ready to start working on my first row. The rest of the beanie will be using the same stitch, the half double crochet stitch, so let's get started. You will begin working in this first stitch over here. To make a half double crochet, you will yarn over, push your hook through the first chain, then yarn over and pull it back through. You will now have 3 loops on your hook. Then yarn over and pull through all your 3 loops. So now go ahead and continue with half double crochets for the rest of this row and I'll meet you at the end to show you how to continue. We are at the end of our first row of half double crochets and this is what my beanie looks so far. The rest of the project we will be working in the back loop only, so in that loop over there. And we will only be using the half double crochet. So yarn over, push through the back loop only, then yarn over and pull it back through the back loop until you have 3 loops on your crochet hook, then yarn over and pull back through all 3 loops. Now I just want you to continue with this same half double crochet stitch in the back loop only until you achieve your desired length. When I finish doing all my rows, mine measures 17.5 inches or 44.5 centimeters, and it was 22 rows in total. Okay, so go ahead and finish all your rows for your desired beanie size and I'll meet you at the end to show you how to proceed. Here's the rectangle that we will be using to make up our beanie. So if you've made it this far, well done, we are almost there. And the next step for us here will be to slip stitch these sides together. In order to make it easier, I also use some stitch markers to hold it together. And we will be starting by inserting our hook into the loop, chaining 1, and we will be slip stitching under the 2 V's or the 2 loops at the top of each side. So insert your hook under the top V's or the top loops, under both your top V's or top loops. Then yarn over and pull it back. Then pull that first loop through the second loop. And that's your first slip stitch. So I want you to continue with this technique until the end of this row and I'll meet you at the end to show you what to do next. So when you reach your last slip stitch, you want to leave out quite a long tail as you will be using this to weave in and out for the top of our beanie. Now you probably don't need it to be as long as I've left it, as it will make it more difficult for you to work with, but you should probably have around 10 to 15 centimeters of a tail. After cutting that long tail, just pull it through so that we can knot it together and secure our beanie. This is what it looks like now, so it's sort of just a tube. And now we will be working on the top of our beanie. For this you will need your darning needle, thread the long tail through. We'll be working into this top V loop only. We will be weaving in and out between the loops, and then eventually we will cinch it all up to make the top of our beanie. So go ahead and weave your needle in and out and then pull the long tail through, and I will meet you at the end. I've now finished weaving in and out, and what you want to do next is pull tight on that long tail and ensure that there are no gaps or holes into the top of your beanie. Once you're done with that, you just want to secure it with a couple knots. So here I'm securing my beanie with a knot. And now I will go ahead and sew along this side just to make sure that there are no gaps in the top of my beanie. So you'll just go in and out along where your beanie was cinched together until you reach the other side of it. As you can see, it looks pretty good on the outside. There are no gaps, so I'm quite happy with it. The last thing left to do is fastening off your tails or weaving them in if you would like to. However, my camera's battery decided to die along the way and I didn't have that filmed. But anyway, here's the result. I hope you enjoyed doing this project. If you followed along, please tag me in your photos if you do end up posting them on social media. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and subscribing to my channel, and I will see you next time for more videos like this one.